So this is Christmas. What have you done? Can you imagine? So this is Christmas, and what have you done? Another year over, and a new... I don't know why I'm thinking this song. It is absolutely free. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I have to run back to my car. I think my tripod might fall down. So, this is Christmas. It's crazy windy out. Hopefully it's not too bad on voice. But I thought I'd come spend some time with these individuals who have no one to spend time with. Freezing in their little huts, their little containers. Hello, Stephen, can you hear me? Okay, great. So this is Christmas for these calves. I'm going to zoom in a little bit in a moment so you can see them. Is it really windy? Let me know if it's too windy or not. I mean, it's super windy where I am. Holy shit. Man. Quite literally just trying to weigh down my tripod because it's so windy. Oh. Damn. Merry Christmas. Get this little guy, this little gal. These are all calves. I don't think there's other animals here. I could be wrong. Holy shit, man. So we've been here before in the past to protest. You can see they're all full. Every one of them, pretty much, I think, outside from a few on the outsides. Oh. It is really hard to be out here, but can't be harder on me than it is for them. So this guy's curious. Someone's curious. Oh, there's two in there. I didn't notice that. So they have two per hut. Interesting. So it is absolutely freezing out here. I think it's just because of the wind. Yeah, and I'm just here showing what's going on. You know, I was at a family gathering yesterday, and like my uncle, he used to be an inspector like myself, and he went on to talk about some of the things they say about turkeys, and like they were participating in eating turkeys. yesterday, and it was absolutely disgusting. Some of the things he was saying, I was just in shock. I think it's cognitive dissonance and whatnot. So I'll give you a shot here of sort of the area where I not entirely live, but these are Mennonites. Running with the poor horsey there. Interesting, isn't it? And then you see the big pickup truck. Wild dichotomy. So maybe I'll show you my ugly face and just how frigid it is. So I thought I'd spend a little bit of time out here with these calves who quite literally just stare at nothing all day long. Like, what kind of fucking life is this? So people can eat them or drink their milk or steal their mom's milk, right? Can you imagine in this world? They steal their milk. Yeah, I know, right? This guy, he's like, yeah, it's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. That's what we do in Canada and across the world. People think they're baby cows. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable, right? And they also sell compost here. So you didn't know what that was. It's the co-product. It's shit. They sell shit from this farm. So they profit off the poo, and then they profit off of these poor babies here. So I thought I would come entertain them for a little bit. They're pretty big. It's pretty disgusting, isn't it? Look how big this fucking place is. Insane. I mean, when's it enough to have enough money, right? Enough to exploit others. Sorry, my tripod's all messed up. I just don't want it to fall, so I got a weight on it, but it's screwing it up. So guys, let me know where you're from. Tell me where you're hailing from, where you're celebrating Christmas Day. I'm celebrating it here with these guys. Maybe the only entertainment they're ever going to have in their entire life, other than just staring into the abyss, you know? Las Vegas. I was in Las Vegas not too long ago. I went to that Crossroads restaurant. That was incredible. I'm near, well, not to give out my location. I'm about 2 hours away from Toronto. We got Toronto in the house. We got Mexico, Sarasota. I've been to Sarasota. Holy shit. I didn't dress warm enough. We got Berlin. Yeah, this is in Canada. So this is a bunch of babies here. I'll turn it around off my face soon. But they're all lined up in here, either to fatten them up. Well, it's obviously to fatten them up and to steal their milk and shit like that. They steal the mums. I go to the slaughterhouse where they shoot the mums in the face. They execute the mums so humans can think that they're, how do you say, baby cows, or they just want to wear their skin. It's fucking weird, right? 2025, we have that shit happening. People wear other beings' skin. You know, can you imagine if humans walked around wearing human skin and that was just normalized? No, we'll just do it with another animal, but they'll wear their skin and, well, they'll also steal their milk and they'll steal their babies away and they'll eat that shit. Can you imagine being an adult drinking cow's milk? Infant formula for cows. And because you want it so bad, you do this to innocent animals. Isn't that messed up? Crazy, right? That's humans for you. Really, really great. Humans are just, you know, so great, so intelligent. We're just such a wonderful species, aren't we? I'm gonna turn this around so you guys can kind of get an idea where I am. Maybe get a better look at these guys, because, you know, I'm here to entertain them today. Their only form of entertainment probably ever in their entire life. Other than staring at, I don't know, a tree? Maybe a tree. Maybe some of them can see a tree. I mean, most of them here, you'll see most of them will only see the back of a hut. Fucking wild, man. Humans. This is humans right here. This is what humans do to animals. This is what they cause. How insane. Let me know if you guys want me to zoom in or... Holy shite, it's cold. It's a good thing they're pointed this way today, because the wind's kind of coming the other way. And so, like, people like Blue Dragon, I mean, yeah, I'm sure you're salivating, dude. You're just like, oh my god, I'm so hungry, I'm staring at a calf. That's how demented people are. So a lot of the people on the stream who say stuff like that are likely farmers or people who have executed animals for their little yum-yums, for their pleasure, their taste buds. So guys, hit 1 if you're vegan. Hit 2 if you're someone considering moving away from doing this to innocent animals. And hit 3 if you're all for this, if you love this kind of stuff. And double tap the screen. Also, guys, if you wouldn't mind hitting like, hitting subscribe, turning on that bell notification. I go live quite a bit. And who knows, maybe I'll be live at a place that does execute the mothers tomorrow. Maybe, we'll see. Like, look at this. It's like a fucking death camp for... Unbelievable. Why am I filming? Why wouldn't I be filming? It's within my right to be here in protest against this disgusting industry, this disgusting display of humanity, and what we do to innocent calves. We steal their milk. We put them in these crates. It's fucking freezing out. Fucking monsters, man. I hear one of the cows coughing. I don't know if you caught that. Now imagine, do you think these calves are getting the care and the nurturing that they need? No. I mean, come on. They're just here for profits, for money, for their skin, for their... what they can provide humans, because humans, what would they do, right? Imagine if you developed an allergy or you couldn't exploit others. I mean, what would humans do? I mean, for entertainment, what would they do for lab testing? What would they do for vanity items? I mean, to wear. I mean, oh my gosh, in 2025, what would humans do without all that, you know? Yeah, I would agree, Mel and Steve, that they value their life just as much as we value ours. What do you mean, what profits? What do you mean, what profits? I mean, what's the point of this? I mean, this is all for money. This is all for, you know, a new boat, a family vacation, a bigger car, a house. That's what all this is for. I mean, this is... what do you mean for what? This is all for money. Money, money, money. Look at that. Look at all those crates. Whew. Well, we can change, right? Some people in here don't want to change. And I would implore the people that are open-minded who are seeing some of the comments just to remind you, just so you're very clear, the people that are saying these crazy things, like they'll look at the calf and be like, yummy, that's likely someone who's executed a calf or sells calves for a living. These aren't regular, normal people. They're the ones profiteering off the innocent backs of these sentient, beautiful sentient beings who just want to live, who don't want to be confined. Like, imagine you had to be in that crate until you were brought out and executed. Imagine that. Imagine that was your life right now. Go, guys, do me a favor. Go in your closet right now and spend the entire day in there. See how long you can last. Yeah, this is solitary confinement. Quite literally solitary confinement. And it's all for money, it's all for profits, it's all for what? Yeah, they're baby cows. Can you see them? Money, money, money. Money, money. Everybody just loves money. Everybody's broke, but they love money. I don't know. It's weird. Well, they don't look like big. They look pretty big. But this farmer needs to, maybe they're on Christmas holidays right now. Maybe they're, they got their maids or their migrants to work on the farm or whatever, and so they can go travel the Bahamas or whatever, like. I mean, they got a vacation, don't they? They gotta have a yacht or some shit, right? I mean, I just don't know what to say. I'm kind of at a loss for words today. Usually I'm very loud and I'm obnoxious and whatever, but I'm just at a loss of words today. My thoughts are with the animals today. That's who I'm thinking about today. So, if you didn't know, I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. I used to work for the Canadian government. And oftentimes we get files sent by whistleblowers and such to the investigation unit that I worked in. And you would see what some of these farmers had, the neglect and all these things that would happen to these calves and other animals. Absolutely, like things you couldn't even imagine. Things you can't even imagine. People do a lot of weird things to the animals. I mean, a lot of the people that have these farms and whatnot, like they're isolated. I mean, they don't have. Hang on a second here. I want to get. It's not like this is a normal thing. Give you a look at some of the other calves. Oh man, look at this shit. Hopefully my tripod doesn't fall down. I forget where I was going there. So they do weird shit, man. They do weird shit. They exploit. Got all their heads out. They're just like the first thing they see in what, the last however long. Insane. Poor babies. So you got probably a farmer that just drove by, so you got to keep your head on a swivel when you come out to these places, guys. You never know. People get really triggered about this kind of stuff. I mean, they say great farms, wonderful life. Look, isn't this is okay, guys, listen. This is them living a better life than humans, because that's what a lot of farmers will say is like, oh, they lived a better life than humans do, right? So this is the better life. Right? So anyways, as I was saying, you got to keep your head on a swivel out here. Um, there's I think it was a report out of Germany. I can't remember, but yeah, people do like very violent things to animals in a certain way, if you get my drift. And it's no wonder they're fondling their parts anyway, so that makes sense. Yeah, there's Lenny Bruce, guys. Go subscribe to Lenny Bruce. He gets out in the streets. He's been doing activism for like the last 20, 30 years. This guy's a beast. And he's been out to this location. He was here with me a few years ago, and we were filming this location. This enslavement camp, this concentration camp, essentially. So guys, hit 1 if you're vegan, hit 2 if you're someone who's considering moving away from exploiting animals and being kind. And if you're anything else, hit anything else and double tap the screen. Guys, also don't forget to hit like. So that's great. The 2s, you see. I'm going to be at 1. Great to see. 2. And then, we have the 6, the person that says, I love meat, while staring at this innocent, individual who's can't even put their head inside the bucket properly there. But who cares, right? And then there's a bucket on the ground there, so maybe that individual isn't eating for the day, right? Because humans are disgusting. What we do to these beings is disgusting. It's just endless trove of crates. Crazy. And there's another one that's actually bigger than this one, not too far from here, but it's harder to see. So I decided to stop here. So this is Christmas, This is Christmas. Yeah, they have Beyond Steaks, Beyond Burgers. Impossible does as well. I mean, if you're into that, and actually some studies have come out to show that it's healthier, not surprisingly, than eating the flesh of an animal. The more animal products you consume, obviously that see the cow can't even reach, the calf can't even reach. I mean, this is their life, This is their life. People like Ralph, guaranteed Ralph, is either executed or he's owned. Like Ralph, guaranteed Ralph's profited off of this stuff. Ralph makes bank, bro. Makes bank off of them, right? It's their life. Cause animals like the cows live way better than the humans, right? That's what they say, right? This is a hotel, apparently, a suite, not a concentration camp. Yeah, they're like dogs. Of course, they're like dogs. They're all little individuals, and you know what? The saddest thing about all of this is they look to us, right? They trust us. They believe in us. They think that we have their best interests at heart and mind. And yet this is what happens to them. They'd be curious about you. They want to know what's happening with you. They want to be your friend. And we encage and enslave them, steal their mothers, send them to slaughterhouses, chop them up for burgers and steaks, and rip their flesh off to use them as items to wear. It's fucking... This is 2025. I can't believe I'm saying that in 2025, but it's the truth. And then people like Pepe, that's what that people like Pepe, right? Looking at an individual in the face and just salivating so that they can eat them. Imagine how Pepe looks at the neighbor's dog, you know. Pepe just with that mentality staring at the neighbor's dog, right? Serial killer. Oh, shoot. These are calves, yeah. Well, eventually dairy cows, right? Oh, it is so freezing out. Well, they are basically dogs. I mean, I played soccer with them. I don't know why my comments are like held for review so often. That's so weird. I forgot to shut off that maybe setting. So are you all doing the Christmas thing today? Brandon, there have been many calves that have been rescued from horrific situations where farmers just leave them in the corner, let them get emaciated, almost die out, and then heroes go rescue them, give them a nice life. So, yeah, Brandon, just because you hate animals, like you look at them with such disdain and disgust, doesn't mean that we do. A lot of people respect animals and want them to be okay. Just because you absolutely hate them, have always hated them, doesn't mean that we do, Brandon. Just because you see money signs in your eyes, in your eyeballs at this individual, and you look at them like you want to kick them and eat them and beat them and, you know, put your arm up their anus to artificially inseminate them, doesn't mean that the majority of people do. Well, because of what you've been saying, Brandon. How else would you describe it? You see this enslaved being and you talk about your yum-yums. That's pretty ridiculous, if you ask me. So guys, check out how big this concentration camp is. Look at that. Pretty wild, isn't it? The concentration camp of animals. Now maybe one day the aliens land and then they put us in these and then they say we lived a good life and better than, you know, even aliens do, right? It's crazy that we have to make those analogies, that people just simply don't get them. See, Steve is a profiteer. He rather gets off on seeing this calf in a crate. He gets fulfillment and joy out of enslaving animals and letting them sit there for months and maybe, you know, he's just waiting to eat them. If Steve could, he'd probably just have a lineup of them down his street. If Steve could, if he could eat millions, he probably would, right, Steve? Wow, what do you mean? Hi, Pia. Am I aware of how farming works? Well, let's see. 15 years, I worked for the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. In agriculture, maybe a little bit. Maybe I'm a little bit aware, you know. Maybe I see the other side of it, you know, the part where, what do you mean, Draco? What am I missing here? What visual don't you see, and what ain't I articulating properly? Huh? Never did some actual farming. Well, Draco, I've been on more farms than you've been on. That's 5,000% sure. What kind of farming? Like you call enslavement camps farming? How is this farming? What about this, Draco? Explain to me. What about this is farming? Those are heated barns. Sure they are. Yeah. Look at the Oh man. You call them barns too, which is hilarious. There's literally two to one of these because otherwise they'd probably freeze to death. And like there's the little guy there. I mean, look at his little head pop out of there. I mean, what a luxury. I mean, look at that. Look, isn't that a luxury? What a luxurious situation out in the freezing cold. Draco, why don't you go replace them? You go sit in there for, let's say, like 2 hours. Not 6 months, not 4 months, not whatever it is. Let's see you go sit in there and tell me how luxurious it is in there and how warm it is inside, right? See, everyone, this is the dissonance. This is the cognitive dissonance that people have regarding animals. Humans look at themselves as so much superior, and they see this as a lap of luxury. Can't even stick their head outside of this. What is that? It's the equivalent to a dog cage. Maybe a large dog cage. It's equivalent to that. That's what they're living in. Amazing. Amazing, Draco. You clearly. Why am I getting a message? Clearly, Draco thinks this is okay to enslave this being that can't even move, like can't even turn around. Let's be honest. Like they'll never be able to turn around. They're staring at the back of the next crate. They can't even, in these ones, you can't even see your neighbor. And this is what you consider acceptable. And this is what you consider farming, Draco? This is what you consider, Draco? This is what you consider farming? They can't turn around. Trust me, I've been inside one of those on the outside. Well, I couldn't actually get inside, but even the bigger ones, they have a hard time turning around, especially when there's 2 to 1. Those ones specifically, you cannot turn around. Give me a break. And why does that? Why the hell does that matter? If they can turn around in a dog cage their entire life. So Draco, let me ask you, would you be okay if a dog was treated the same way? If a dog was put into one of these containers or their doggy crate, let's say, and they never were able to leave, would that be okay with you? Is that treating them with respect and kindness? Yes, you would. See, guys, there you go. Draco would leave a dog inside a crate. He might even have dogs or other animals inside his house where he just leaves them in there all day and all night. Or maybe outside. See, this is the mentality that people have. The speciesist mindset. All for money or for like ego. It's wild shit, man. Guys, I see a lot of people coming in. Let me know where you're from. Let me know where you're coming from this Christmas day or night, this Christmas whatever it is for you. And guys, let me know if you've ever seen anything like this. So this is what I would consider like a concentration camp for animals. I mean, this guy, Draco, says he would be content if all dogs, every single one of them, lived in a crate like this big. I mean, crazy, right? That's the mentality we have with some people who just want to make money, or they just don't want to change, right? They think that this is how animals should be treated, as commodities, as objects, as projects. You hear some of them coughing. Obviously, you know, they're going to get sick. So how often do they get sick? I wonder. I wonder also how often they're checked on. You know, a lot of cows, they go to slaughter pregnant. Also, if you didn't know how the process works, what happens is, because humans, get this, guys, humans think they're baby cows. They think they're literally the cows in these huts. But like, instead of them being in the huts, they come out and they steal the mom's milk. So the moms, they're artificially inseminated. Someone will stick their arm in their anus to grab their cervix. They'll stick a metal prod in their vagina, and they'll hold it together to impregnate these cows. These are humans doing that. It's the most common method. And then, you know, what will happen is the males, sometimes they're put in crates like this. Then they'll go to slaughter. The females will be definitely put in crates like this until they can be forcefully impregnated by humans. And this is so people can drink their milk. Crazy, right? And so people are saying that I'm misinforming, which is not true. Like, I'm an ex-agriculture inspector. I work for the Canadian government for, 15 years inside this industry. I've seen cows being killed on kill floor, being shot in the head multiple times, screaming for their lives, seen people jabbing a knife in their neck. I was told that we had to eat animals. And I followed my family, who also worked in slaughterhouses, and then I learned about 12 years ago that we didn't have to eat animals. And so I changed, because why the fuck would I want to do that to these little beings? Those are the empty ones. Where's this guy? It's so hard to see. He was out there for a bit. So these are the crates that are used. This Draco guy says that they were living in a luxury here. He would even put a dog in one of these and let them live in one of these places, because he just doesn't view animals with respect, or he just sees them as commodities, as things like a watch, you know. So I'm just trying to give you guys a bit of the scale here. You know, profits over everything else. I mean, crazy, right? Yeah, that's a wonderful, luxurious situation, right, Draco? What a luxury to live in. My hand's about to fall off because it's freezing, but hey, what a luxurious life, guys. Oh, holy shit. Specializing in fresh heifers. Imagine, like look at the sign, right? Look at the sign, like staring at their udders. Insane, right? Specializing in fresh heifers. Fresh heifers. How insane. Hello from North Korea? Really? It is ice, sheer ice out here too. Well, I don't think human beings are being farmed. You're on YouTube, bro. You're not being farmed. And if you're paying for this, that's pretty sad if you think others are being farmed. This is pathetic. Looking at the scale of this place, guys. Oh my gosh. Thanks for being here, guys. Holy shitballs. It is freezing. There's someone driving with their dog. Woo! Had some dirty looks. Not surprisingly. These profiteers want to continue profiting. They want to make their money, right? So they can buy more boats and yachts and send their kids to college and all these things, right? So they can take over the family business, sharing the generational wealth. Holy shit. I think my hand just... Oh, damn. I think I got frostbite. Whew. Yeah, Ben, don't worry about it. Let them be. Let them cry in the chat. Let them create more engagement. All the trolls, the irony of it all. The trolls who help get more engagement, more hey guys, let's be nice. This is Christmas, right? Let's be kind with each other, guys. Except to the animal exploiters. We can tell them off if we want. They caused this situation. Look at this fucking Holocaust farm that I'm at. Insane. And you know, someone the other day was like, how can you compare? What? How dare you compare? I'm like, I didn't compare. Holocaust survivors compared this. I didn't compare. I'm just reiterating what they said. How dare you say that? Well, yeah, no, that's what the Holocaust survivors say. Alex Hershoff, 100%. Enslavement camp. Yes, too many. Okay, you don't have to spam, buddy. So let's talk about avocados. So 144 billion avocados are used at Super Bowl time. Too many twos? Do you support a ban of Super Bowl or a ban of avocado use at Super Bowl time? I'd like to hear what you got to say about that. If you care about this avocados thing. You don't support a ban, so well, if you don't support a ban, then why are you asking such a stupid question? All farms hiring. You know, it's funny that I just watched the other day, a guy went under a harvester, a combine harvester, just as a test, and the combine harvester didn't go anywhere near him. So this idea of this whole crop deaths argument, it's old and tired. And even if we steel man that argument, let's pretend that you're right. You know, all these animals are dying. What about the 92? Well, it's probably 100 million animals that are bred into existence each year that you feed that are terrible calorie converters. What about that? These people don't care about moles and rabbits and other animals. They don't care about other life. If they did, they'd be looking to find a way to change that. So these guys are claiming vegans are hypocrites. Meanwhile, we're the ones trying to move away from it. And we have the data on our side, right? Our world in data shows that we need, 1/4 of the land that we need if we switch to entirely plant-based food system. 1/4 of the current land we need. We could probably feed double our population or close to it, which is crazy. But these guys don't care. These guys don't care. They're the profiteers. They're the ones making the money off of this stuff, right? Off of the backs of the animals, the skins of the animals. This is about the 4th time this guy drove by. So I got to be careful. They're making bank off of these innocent animals that have to sit in crates their entire life and stare at the back of crates. Like, these guys don't give a shit. They could care less. They're just trying to paint vegans as the bad guy. But every logical and smart person knows that the vegans are right, right? Everybody knows that we're right, right? They just are so stuck in their ego that they just stick with it, right? They just stick with the ego, and they're just too scared to change. Oh, I got to change a little taste pleasure. That's the problem here. It's like people are just too scared with their egos. They're too scared to change. They're big babies. Like I said to one of my relatives last night, I'm like, go look in front of the mirror and you can see if you're a cow or not. He's like, well, I love milk though. It's like, I don't give a shit, like, so what? You can replace the taste. It's just ego. It's all ego. Like, this is unacceptable. Like, look at this. I mean, what the fuck is this? This is insane. This is madness. What we do to these beings is absolutely fucking madness. Like, literally enslaving them just so we can either take from them later on or we can kill them now. I mean, it's absolutely absurd, right? It's amazing. So, like, and some of the comments, man, oh my gosh. Mental gymnastics is what you call it. Guys, please hit like, hit subscribe, share out. You can do that for me for Christmas. How's that? Merry Christmas to me by hitting like and subscribing, turning on the notification bell. There's my 222. Always, good for the lulls. Always spamming my videos and such. Holy shit. I can't even talk. It's so cold. My face is absolutely frozen. Holy shit. I wish I could get everyone here just to show their faces. Fucking madness. Take a look at this. Say they lived a good life. They lived a great life, man. We treat our animals right. We treat them with kindness and respect, man. The huts are heated. They have like, you can sing karaoke in them and you can have a disco party in them. You can fit, you can move around. You can have a really good time in there. Yeah, sure. It's the same guy, man. This guy has, I'm telling you, this guy has it out for me. And my lack of trust is not there. Like, I have no trust for these people. I mean, if you see some of the comments, you can imagine why. Like this one guy, this guy in here earlier said he would literally be okay with locking up his dog all day and night in a crate. That's the kind of mentality we're dealing with here, people. Cry baby, says the person who's probably never been a victim, always, profited off of society's gains, but is okay with enslaving these innocent beings here on this concentration camp. These are cows, baby cows, calves. Some of them are able to get their heads out. Some of them not, though. Like those, yeah, that's like... Those are tiny. Listen to this. Pokemon says the cows are happy where they are. Can you imagine? The slaves are happy with what they're doing. The slaves enjoy their lives. The slaves they're treated okay, guys. They're loving life. So why is there a rail on the crates then if the calves are living happy lives, right? Why is it blocked off? Why don't they open up? Do you think they would choose to stay inside of those huts, so-called huts? I don't think so. Not even close. Well, that's the thing. The one guy was saying, yeah, I'd be okay with the dog sitting in his crate all day. I mean, it's wild, the different laws we have for certain animals, right? Or societal norms. In society, some will say, well, if you lock your dog up all day and you go to work and then you take them out of the crate, that's kind of cruel. You should at least, have someone go and walk them and take them outside and stuff like that. But it's okay to do that to a cow because, like, that's what society says is okay. Pretty wild. Yeah, it is. It is really evil. It is evil. This is the definition of evil. This is the definition of human supremacy. It's the same mindset. We view others as commodities and we will profit off of them because I need X. I need a swimming pool. I need a ski-doo. I need a boat. I need a house or a cottage. This is the definition of supremacy. I mean, absolutely. If you are a vegan content creator, hit 1 in the chat, and everybody please go subscribe to them. They do incredible work. We're all out here just trying to share with the world what's going on. And you can probably tell who isn't. Daniel Broccoli doing some great work. Jake doing some great work. Let's go, guys. Hummus 420. Got some broccolis in the house. Bob is kind of triggered. Maybe he's stuck in a loop. Holy shit. Like imagine if people ate dogs and people just walked around and they looked at your dog and went num num num, like Bob, right? Imagine that. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll do an Elwood's dog meets. I'll go and I'll uh I'll walk up to people and I'll be like, "Oh, your dog looks delicious," and they'll be like, "What?" Like, "Yeah, your dog looks delicious. Let's yum yum yum," you know. So I got a plan to come here another time. I'm gonna bring maybe some people who know how to sing and play some music for these beings, considering they live such a shitty life. Fucking imagine that. Imagine being stuck in your closet your whole life. I mean, you would, like, in my head during the lockdowns and stuff like that, like, people just were so isolated that you think that people would make that connection, right? You think that people would be like, "Oh my god, now I know what it's like to be like kind of trapped in this crazy thing that's going on." And, you know, maybe a lot of people did. A lot of people became activists and stuff like that. But a lot of people, crazily enough, like they didn't make that connection. Like I worked in a pandemic response here in Ontario, and that was back in 2013-14, and everyone was scared shitless. Everyone was like, if I contract avian influenza, oh my gosh, like they were scared. They went to these farms. They culled those poor animals. Rats were eating the decaying bodies. I mean, people just don't think of how vulnerable we are when we farm animals. I mean, they just don't get it. Quite literally, there are. I think one of the guys is. Yeah, yeah. The guy's coming out. He probably wants to like say something to me. But people like cows have contracted avian influenza, people. Cows have. Can you imagine? That's how crazy and vulnerable like humans don't understand. Like 1 in 6 people contract a pathogen in Canada at least. E. coli, Salmonella, Campylobacter. People just don't think about it. Like everyone just thinks they're not vulnerable. Yet eating animal products, oh, they're turning in. Maybe they're going to get some organic shit. Maybe they're going to buy some shit. People don't think. They don't think about what could actually happen to them, right? Because most of the time people are human, selfish, centric, all these things. They don't think about the consequences of even an animal being in these fucking like little cages, essentially. And they don't even think about themselves or their family members. Imagine if you have a daughter, a son, and you're like, I love my kids. I would do anything for them. Yet you allow this to happen. You allow factory farming to happen. And you allow the risk of the potential of a pandemic coming and wiping us all out. Just for your fucking chicken sandwich. It's absolutely fucking mental that people think this way. Hey, fly. Absolutely fucking mental that people actually think this way. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. They claim they care about their family. They claim they care about society. Yet they factory farm animals, risking pandemics, zoonotic diseases, all these things. It's amazing. And it's amazing it hasn't wiped us out yet. But guess what, guys? These other nations that are starting to consume more animals because they're becoming a little bit more rich, guess what's happening? Is they don't have the same biosecurity measures that we do. And so ultimately, eventually, so this is a Mennonite town. So 4 people on the back of that are being dragged by one horse, right? They're going to church. They're going to church. I don't know. It's unbelievable. And, some will be like, that's okay. I mean, humans should probably be wiped out anyway. I'd like to think that we should try to fix things and get rid of this. Like, how don't people make the connection that this is not fucking normal, people? That is fucked up. Like, what the fuck is wrong with humans, man? Oh. Merry Christmas, right? Merry freaking ho-ho. Can anybody get a count on how many crates there are? Or whatever the fuck you want to call them? And so, like the littler ones, the smaller ones, how do they get to their food? Right? Where's their water? How often do they come out here and check on them? Probably not very often. Concentration camp. Whew. You call that a house? You call that a house? You call this a house? No trespassing. But wait a minute, you guys stand by what you do. Why do you have to worry about biosecurity? Why does that matter? Oh, because you can contract avian influenza from cows? Avian influenza from cows? Yeah. You should be careful. You should be careful. Specializing in fresh heifers. Isolation boxes. That sounds more appropriate. Isolation boxes. Imagine that's what you get to stare at every day for the rest of your life until you're either used and have babies stolen from you or executed for someone to eat you. Humans. Wonderful job, guys. Organic compost. Compost for lawns. Enslavement camps. I mean isolation boxes. I mean houses, right? Is that what you call them? Houses? Never gonna stop eating red meat, even if it affects humanity, even if the cows all had avian influenza, this guy still would eat the cows, right? Even if it wiped out humans off the face of the earth, this person would still do it, right? Hey, soy daddy. Good to see you. I'm just at a concentration camp. Oh, sorry, no. The guy said it was a hotel for the calves. Yeah. My bad. A hotel for the calves. Yeah. This just really looks like a hotel. Right? Yeah, well, you go ahead and eat McDonald's. If hey, look, if you guys want to eat animal products and have a higher risk of catching pathogens like E. coli, Salmonella, Campylobacter, Listeria, if you want to eat diseased animal flesh, I mean, have at it. I mean, Like when you bite into the burger and you taste that little, like what you think is fat, that's usually a tumor, by the way. I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. I know these things. I've seen it. Why do you think I changed? Get a life. Well, what are you doing? You're watching me, telling me to get a life. Well, that's bizarre. Why are you here watching me? You get a life. Go back to what it is you were doing. Go back to work. Get a job. We all have pathogens. Yeah, we all have E. coli, Salmonella, and Campylobacter in us. I mean, this is the response, people. That's the response you get. We all have pathogens in us. Wow. Top notch level responses in the chat. Meanwhile, you're staring at a concentration camp, but hey, calm? This isn't calm. This is mental. This is like the craziest fucking place you could actually be. Like, stuck in a hut, isolation box, where you can't even, can you imagine not being able to stretch out and move around? And imagine, like, you take a dump and then you gotta, like, live in that, That's fun. That would be so much fun, to be living in your shit and piss, right? That's just amazing. Good job, people who like this, who support this, who sponsor this, forcing individuals to live in their feces. Congratulations, good for you. And people wonder why there's things like E. coli. One thing maybe people don't know is when they grind up the animals together, which they do, they grind up their flesh together. Like, you're potentially in like one slab of animal flesh, one patty, you're potentially eating up to hundreds of different animals. And the potential that any one of those animals had disease or pathogens, whatever, it's highly likely. So, why do they tell you to cook the animal products? Well, it's to try to kill the pathogens. I mean, they already try to kill the pathogens with whatever they spray on the body parts. Also, for chickens, for example, they go in a big chlorine bath. They're sprayed with some microbiological chemicals to try to kill said pathogens. So the person earlier saying, well, humans have pathogens. Well, humans have pathogens. So why are they trying to kill off the pathogens then? Smart person in the chat. Man's 40 and single. Even his family don't want to see him, imagine. Yes. Well, I'm going to see my family in a little bit. Thank you, though, for your concern, Jamie. Jamie, why aren't you with your family right now? It's funny how people are like, get a life. I can't believe you're doing this. And then they're watching. Or they're saying stuff about family, and then they're not with their family, said family. Right? It's kind of wild. That's what people do. We call it projection, but I mean, you can call it whatever you want. Guys, did you see the expose that Joey Carbstrong just did about turkeys in the UK? If you didn't, you should go check out Joey Carbstrong's channel. You can see how they treat turkeys in the UK. And you know what I want to tell you? It's not too far from how they treat turkeys here in North America. Things look kind of identical. Yep. People want to either believe that there's some better way to do the wrong thing, or like people in the chat saying that these are houses, that this is a normal thing, when it's not. This is fucked up, is what it is. I can't believe how dumb we are. I can't believe how dumb I was. I mean, I fucking worked in this industry for 15 years. And people were like, why are you out there today? Well, it's because I seen the fucking inside of these places. And someone needs to try to atone. I'll never be able to atone, but I'll die trying, right? Oh shit, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. I just got a book actually recently from Gail Eisnitz. She sent me her book Out of Sight. I'm going to read soon. Then I'm going to do a review on it. Oh my gosh. I don't know how much longer I can be out here. Oh, we got more customers going to buy what? Feces or whatever the fuck they're thinking about buying here. Maybe it's a Christmas dinner, inviting the neighbors, right? The concentration camp here. If you've ever seen one, here's one right here. Well, I'm not certainly eating animal products. I'm not a fucking monster, dude. Why would I do that? Your phone is made of... another appeal fallacy. Hi, buddy. Yes. A lot of people don't even understand what the definition of veganism is, right? Carrie, you can't wait to eat an animal tonight. Well, just remember that animal had eyes, they were confined, likely tortured. Maybe sometimes they were shot multiple times in the face, screaming for their lives while they're hung up upside down, blood coming out of their head, and then having someone constantly stab at their jugular just so you can eat their bodies. So just remind yourself when you're chewing into their body and how much they suffered. Maybe you'll enjoy that more. Maybe you'll get off a little bit more on that, Carrie. Sounds like your type. Carrie, also I recommend, if you love that so much, the pain, the torture and suffering, why don't you go live out in a hut like they do here? And or Carrie, go apply to work at a slaughterhouse. Then you get to stab them in the face. You get to shoot them in the head. You get to turn into drugs and alcohol like most, those workers will do that kill. And yeah, I mean, more violent crime rates increase around slaughterhouses. So you'll just be right in your own, what do you call that? You'll be very happy. You'll love it. It's wonderful. Carries obviously for more violent crime rates, more people suffering from pathogens like E. coli, Salmonella, Campylobacter. Congratulations, Carrie, for hating innocent cows. That's amazing. Good for you. You should get a shirt that says and wear that on the back of your shirt. I mean, like you can even take a screenshot, Carrie, and put that on the back of your shirt and say, I hate them. You can do that, Carrie. Yeah, W. Carrie. You can walk around that says, Carrie, that says, I hate animals with a screenshot of that cow, and then you can have a gun to the cow's head and be like, I hate animals, yes, and then I eat them. Congratulations, Carrie. I don't hate you. That's why I'm out here for you, buddy. It's crazy. You live in a concentration camp. Hey, Vegan Stoner Lady. Guys, go subscribe to Vegan Stoner Lady, please. Yeah, it is sad. That's their life, right? That's their existence. And someone was saying, well, it's like a little hotel or a little home for them, right? California, CA, disturbed? Well, I used to work in these places, right? I saw what happened. So yeah, maybe I am disturbed. I don't need help though. I'm just exposing these places. And in hopes that people with rational minds and hearts and empathy and kindness will decide that they don't want to be a part of this. That they can change too, right? Like I did. You know, I used to work in slaughterhouses, unfortunately. And my entire family did. Actually, I heard quite the story last night from my aunt, because she worked in a slaughterhouse, but she wouldn't work on the kill floor. She said, I would never do that. And my mom did. But I guess, and my grandma did, and my grandpa did. But also my great aunt, you would call her. Apparently she would, because she had to work on the kill floor, she would have to go to the washroom and vomit every once in a while from seeing the things that she did. I didn't know that story, but I was told that last night. How lovely, right? So she immigrated. The job she was given was to work in a slaughterhouse. They formed communities around that because animal agriculture is smart that way, right? They formulate communities of immigrants, migrants, all through the same struggles. They give them these jobs, and no one's going to question the jobs. They just got into the country. And so, yeah, my aunt worked in it, and I sort of saw how my grandma kind of suffered through life as well. So, I mean, my mom did as well. So it's not surprising. I mean, you're taking lives all day long. And people are okay with that. Apparently it's okay. You know, this is what I often say in street outreach is, imagine your child came to you and said, Mom, Dad, I know what I want to do for a living. I want to work in a slaughterhouse. I think everyone's immediate reaction would be like, fuck no, you're not working in a slaughterhouse. What the hell is wrong with you? We're going to seek therapy for you. Or if your child just started randomly killing animals, you would take that as a sign of psychopathy or potential of, and you probably seek therapy for them. Yet people are perfectly content with sending humans to go and do the worst things imaginable to innocent animals who are begging for their lives. And people wonder why we live in a society that we live in. People complain about cost of living. This is what gets me, is people complain, oh, every rent's so high and everything's so, you know, whatever. Well, why are you subsidizing an industry that, like, I'm telling you, like, even the plant-based products are now at the same cost or even cheaper, 30% cheaper. You're giving billions of dollars to this industry. You look at the healthcare costs associated with this industry, what it does. I mean, the most amount of workplace injuries, PTSD, drug, alcohol addiction. You're creating all of this stuff, more violent crimes in these societies. You're creating all of this, right? And people are complaining about cost of living. Well, our healthcare costs are as a result of who you're eating. Like, think about it. 1 in 6 people, at least in Canada, it's probably more elsewhere, will contract a pathogen. E. coli, Salmonella, Campylobacter. That's from eating animals. Also, eating animals raises your risk of, the more you eat, raises your risk of all-cause mortality. It's not fucking rocket science. And people complain, oh, the cost of living, oh, rent, oh, houses, oh, all this is expensive. Well, hello? Fucking wake up. This guy's saying this is a hotel. Where's the guy who's saying this is a hotel? Yeah, oh, Hotel California right here, right? This is everywhere, buddy. This isn't just Canada. Oh my God. This is everywhere. Go to the US, it's the same thing. Go to the UK, it's the same thing. Go to Australia, same thing. Europe, the same thing. All the same, bro. All the freaking same. Concentration Camp Central. I'm sorry, little guy. How sad is that? That's their life. You're looking at a little calf in a concentration camp where a lot of calves are. Look at that. Look at this concentration camp. It's fucking freezing out. In these so-called huts, there's sometimes 2 in them. And in the smaller ones, which there was one sticking their head out. There's one. Someone was saying this is like the lap of luxury for these cows. Someone called them a home. These are cow homes. Yeah. How luxurious. That's their time outside, right? Outside of their home, so-called home. Yeah, I agree. Hit Smell and Steve. If only everyone was vegan. Guys, please hit like, hit subscribe, share out, turn on that notification bell. I'm going to be live again very soon. Go subscribe to Hit Smell and Steve. They do incredible work. They, along with a bunch of other activists, were just out exposing something Jamie Oliver is actually representing. I think it's called Mary Brown's or something. Turkey, supposedly high-end turkey with high-end welfare standards. I mean, anybody who has to say that, we already know it's a joke, it's a lie. But there's a documentary on Joey Carbstrong's channel. You can go and see. There's a non-graphic version, and then there's a graphic version of what happens in so-called premium turkey facilities. You guys can see what you pay for, right? You guys can see what you pay for and how, yeah. See how animals are treated, right? For your pleasure, so-called pleasure. I mean, something you can very easily move away from. I mean, I've been vegan for 12 years. It's not hard. Just have to drop the ego. That's it. All you have to do to go vegan is just drop your ego. This isn't hard to think about, right? Just leave animals alone. I mean, we're taught that at a young age, are we not? Told to leave animals alone, to be kind, to respect people and all that. And then as we grow up, animal agriculture is like, eat them, let's confine them. So you got old school exploiters there. This is my neck of the woods. Isn't that lovely? Look at that. So they can see like just up to here, right? Oh, how exciting, right? I mean, they get to see up to here, right? They get to see the back of these, right? How fun is that? And wait, guys, the next set get to see the back of these. How fun is that, right? Amazing. Lap of luxury, the one guy says. One guy says it's like a hotel, or calls them homes even. They're homes, apparently. They're homes, apparently. Right? Look at all the buckets that fell too, right? Guess someone's not eating today, right? But who cares, right? Steak, though, or whatever the fuck the people say, right? Who gives a shit, right? Look at all the buckets on the ground. Humane, organic, free range. Oh, wait, no, well, is this still considered free range? Because they live in houses, apparently, with gates on them? I don't know. I can't remember the lingo. Maybe some of the exploiters in the chat know. Maybe they can explain. Tell us what's so great about... Yeah, exploiters in the chat. Let's see. You guys tell us what's so great about what you see here. Tell us what standards of care are being upkept here. Tell us inform us about this industry, because apparently I don't know. Is anyone going to say anything? Is this not something you want to defend here? Defend your industry, guys. Come on, you're here. Let's hear it. Defend this. Calves have water and shelter. I guess so. That's the height of this industry, right? This is where we extend our moral compass. They have water and shelter. Right. Amazing. So this is the extent that these industry, what do you call them, executives, or the guys who have the boats and shit, the vacations off the exploitation of these animals. This is what they say, is that they have shelter and they have water. Well, what about the buckets on the ground then? Can you explain that? Tell us, what about the buckets on the ground? Is this does this give everyone a fair chance here, or is that okay? Tanner, I'm insufferable. How am I insufferable? By the way, if you don't want to be here, you know the X button at the top? You can just hit that and then fuck off, right? If you think this is acceptable, Tanner, you can go fuck yourself, quite literally. Oh, if you cared, go knock on their door and see if you can help. Right. Sure. See if I can help the demented view that humans have towards animals by knocking on a fucking door. Wow, that's Tanner's response. Tanner says this is acceptable, having the buckets on the ground, confining these innocent animals, because Tanner wants to eat them. Tanner wants to exploit them. Tanner views them as commodities, right? So that's okay, right? Tanner thinks, fuck horses, fuck all the animals, they're here for me. Right, Tanner? I'm the god or the queen or whatever the hell, right? I'm delusional. Tanner, why don't you and I, if I'm so delusional, why don't we set up a debate? We can go online, we can live stream it in front of the world, and we can see who's delusional. And whoever wins, wins. How about that? Tanner. Tanner? Oh, just like all the other exploiters, they just never want to fucking debate, do they? Well, there is, if you change your mind, okay, because I know you're gonna change your mind, right? Yeah, right. You're not gonna change your mind. If you're gonna change your mind, there is a link in the description on Discord. You can meet up with us. See, nope. I'll just sit here, call people names, tell people that they're delusional, and yeah. Guess church is out, or Christmas church or whatever is out.
Who are you and what do you do?
I'm a YouTuber. I'm filming the calves here. Who are you and what do you do? Is what he asked. What am I gonna say? Like, he's got his whole family there. And the horses just dropped a bunch of shit. They're kind of like... Oh, I wish I could open the cages. I wish I could take them all and give them like a free space to roam, but apparently people like Tanner think this is the best way to treat them and won't debate about the topic because, hey, you realize that there's cameras everywhere, Tanner, right? You realize that cameras are literally everywhere, filming everything that goes on. So what am I doing that's so different? And how is this insensitive? I don't think animals should be exploited. We can move away from it. If the idea is that Mennonites shouldn't be living in the same kind of world as we do, then why do they still use some of the technology we do? They can opt in and opt out of what they want, right? So they can just opt in and opt out of what they want. Quite literally, they have to have legal standards for their vehicles to at least have a sign on them. That's something they get from the city. They also use city resources as well, healthcare and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think it's very arbitrary what they want to use as well. And I quite literally don't really even go after them. I was just showing the audience like what other forms of exploitation take place out here. And so, did I do anything? He asked me a question and I told him what I was doing. Yeah, so the trolls, guys, listen, there's a few empty boxes here. Maybe we can rent them out. How am I exploiting? Let me ask that, Tanner. How am I exploiting by simply holding a camera up when there's literally cameras everywhere? How am I exploiting? Explain that. And how are you not exploiting? How about we go with that? How is this not exploiting somebody else by confining them in these crates just so you can eat their bodies or drink their milk? How is that not exploitation? Because it's very clear that you understand the word exploitation, right? So, Tanner, I'm going to guess with probably 100% certainty is you either are a farmer, worked on a farm, or worked in a slaughterhouse. Am I right? Ding, 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 ding. Yes, you're right. I have my own homestead and we treat our chickens great and da 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 da. Like, heard it all before, man. Why can't they live in a barn? Well, that wouldn't be, I mean, extremely. Why does it matter if they live in a barn, right? They're just commodities. They're just things. Who cares? Screw them, right? They're just going to be used for their milk or their skin, or they're going to be shot in the face so people can eat them. Who cares? They're just animals, right? They're just objects. They're just things. Some people claim they don't even have sentience, right? They're just things. Who cares? Absolutely, I feel bad for the horses. That's ridiculous, the strain what those poor horses have to go through. I've seen so much of the horse exploitation here. It's crazy. Quite literally, I think it was a family of 7, and they were being pushed up this massive hill by one horse, and the horse was just struggling going up, slipping, just terrible. But again, people like Tanner and whatever, they view animals as things, as objects for us. They don't see the individual inside of them. They see them as food. They see them as commodities. They don't view them the same way like maybe other people would. Even people that even eat them maybe don't realize, because they have not spent time with these animals. See, in order to say, in order to be able to justify this kind of thing, is you have to remove yourself from caring. You lose the empathy. So like the first day I walked into a slaughterhouse, I saw a chicken's head frozen to a crate. I looked to the inspector to the left of me and I said, what is going on here? There's a chicken's head. And then I noticed there was like dozens of chickens' heads frozen to the crates. And I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And they're like, listen, it's okay. They just went to sleep. It was probably better that they died that way anyway. That's what I was told the first time. I was 19, very impressionable, dumb, all these things. And so there in that moment, I either had to like just walk away, which I should have done, or I would just had to drop my empathy and turn into apathy. And so that's what happens with people who work on farms is they have to lose that empathy. It's crazy if you go on Facebook, you look at homesteads and stuff like that. People develop relationships with the animals. They even name them. They take pictures with them. They cuddle them. They say they love them. And then they claim it's just one bad day, right? 99% of farmers won't kill the animals, right? But they'll send them on a truck and then they'll go up to the death house, a death truck. Then they'll go up to the slaughterhouse and then, they're not seeing it. They're not a part of it. So, and the thing is, what happens is they're moving on to the next herd or whatever. So they don't really have time to think about it, right? And they develop like kids. What they do with kids is they have these 4-H programs where they'll have the kids raise an animal, and then the kids have to like see the animal be killed, or they have to know that the animal's going to get killed. So they'll befriend these animals. They'll have like a passion for them. They'll love them. They'll be with them, and then they get killed. And what do you think that does to a kid at a young age, right? That'll mess them up. They lose their friend, their best friend, maybe someone they spent the most time with they'll spend in their whole entire lives. And so what that does is that creates apathy, and then eventually maybe psychopathy. Very common, very normal behavior. If you talk to psychologists, if you look up some of the works of people who have studied these things, there's a video called What Killing Animals Does to Your Brain. It's on YouTube. For anybody who's worked in slaughterhouses or people who have taken lives, you should watch it. And honestly, you should seek therapy. You should go and see, what it's done to you. And a lot of people say, well, it's done nothing. I'm fine, I thought the same thing too. But I eventually went on to take therapy, and that really helped me out a lot. I was very lucky because a lot of people working in the industry, they don't have that ability. So they're used as machines, essentially. they're exploited, so they'll not have the access to what they think they have access to. Like a lot of employers will say, oh, you have access to this helpline, but a lot of people are scared to lose their jobs. They're scared to, say anything. They might get deported or something like that, so they won't say anything. They're too afraid. So this is what happens. I mean, farmers, they grow up in this culture from a young age to view animals as things. And for money, yeah, like Glenn, he's been vegan for 30 years. So they view them as commodities. They don't look at them like they would when they were the child that hung out with them, that ran around with them and named them and played with them. They just learn one day that they're eating them. Can you imagine? I know that's happened to my family members, It's crazy. It's crazy how we just buy into this system and think that it's okay and normalize it. And yeah, get that baby there. Poor thing. Poor thing. What do you mean it's prioritized? Wait a second. I'd argue the age of social media and prioritizing relationships with animals over humans. There's nobody's prioritizing one over the other. I literally just talked about humans, dude. Like, I literally just talked about humans and what they go through. It's not a prioritization. It's a hello, this industry needs to be abolished. Absolutely needs to be abolished. Like, how disgusting is it? It affects everyone. Whether you're vegan or not, it affects everyone. And it doesn't mean you're prioritizing one over the other. It means that you have the same logical stance towards everything. Oh my gosh. Fucking freezing. So this is what hell looks like. I'd get closer, but I'd probably... I don't know if there's a trough there, water. I know some of you'd probably like to see me fall. I'll probably give you some entertainment. Fuck. So this is Christmas for them. Crazy. It's always poor farmers, Tom, right? Sure it is. With their big boats and their generational wealth. Yeah, poor farmers. They're struggling, really. And even if they are struggling, well, why wouldn't you want them to work in something else then? Evolve instead of this concentration camp where activists will never stop. I mean, we're never, like, this doesn't end here. We're never going to stop fighting for the animals. Why would you be for something so disgusting like this? Like, why is this acceptable? How can this be acceptable to you or to anybody else? Yeah, exactly, Jake. Exactly. Like, look at this madness. This is fucking. This is a FEMA camp. Exactly. You know, I had a guy say to me the other day, he was like, oh, you know, vegans, they just want it to be like 1984. And I'm like, how do you know it isn't already 1984, dude? People bought into the lie that they could commodify individuals like this. This is like, you know, making it a lot easier for the like imagine if the farmer had to give the calf space, right? They wouldn't be able to do it. This calf's coughing. They wouldn't be able to do it, right? Like that just would not happen. Dog houses for cows, exactly. Yeah. And one guy earlier was saying that he'd be fine if a dog was locked up in one of these. And I said, exactly like the calves. Yeah, they're just dogs, right? It's wild. Absolutely wild. Guys, please hit like, hit subscribe, tell all your friends. I go live pretty often. I have a playlist if you want to watch it back. I also have some shorts, some reels if you wouldn't mind checking out. We have a quadrupler happening. Maybe you'll show me a face. We have a quadrupler happening for We the Free. So basically what it is we gain some money. For every $50, it'd be $200 that goes to a team. And then we can provide some equipment, some training, attend events and stuff like that. Yeah. So guys, let me know where you're from again. It's crazy here, man. This is insane. I still can't get over that this happens. I mean, and I can't even get that I was part of it for so many years. Like, look at this concentration camp here. Whew. The wind's coming that way. That's why I'm trying to get on this side. I did. I mean, they're watching. Kind of entertaining them a little bit. I mean, they're probably more worried about food and water. But if you saw along this line here earlier, half of the containers are on the ground. Oh shit. That was close. I knew that was going to happen. That's why I didn't switch it around. Holy shit, a vegan with reflexes. Who knew? A vegan can have reflexes. Guys, the other day, actually, as a vegan today, I drove. Can you imagine? A vegan actually drove today, guys. I actually drove a car. The other day, I walked 2.5 hours. Can you believe that a vegan actually did that? Unbelievable. I didn't even stop for a patch of grass. Guys, I lifted my arm. I'm lifting my arm as a vegan. Can you imagine that? How difficult it is to be a vegan by lifting a fucking arm. I'm even able to speak as a vegan, barely, because it's fucking cold, but can you imagine? Yeah, exactly. Paul, I walked as a vegan. Unbelievable. Holy shit. Dog houses for cows, exactly. Okay, guys, I'm gonna be here for 10 more minutes. If you have any questions, if you have anything you want to ask me, just as a reminder, I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. I used to work for the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. I saw some horrific stuff. I worked in an investigation unit. Look at all the containers on the ground. seen some horrific. There's a lot of neighbors that would tell on their local farmers, their neighbors, about some of the things that they did. Like abuse, like extreme. Some of the more extreme things I saw were just like how people violated the animals with weapons and fire and stuff like that, and prods and stuff like that. Yeah, maybe I won't get into too much detail. It is Christmas after all, right? Yeah, work doesn't end. And for animal rights activists, it doesn't end until it's over. But look at all the containers on the ground. It just goes to show, like this is the care. Obviously, I mean, if you have a concentration camp here, guys, like, look at this. I mean, nobody gives a shit, man. It's about money, dude. It's like, how many animals can we pack into here? How much money can we get out of it? And it's, the irony is, well, not irony, but there's a thing called the CDC in Canada, the Canadian Dairy Commission. They employ 72 people at the taxpayer's expense, and dairy's been on the decline for years. And so they've allowed these dairy farmers to have interest-free loans of up to $500,000. And all the dairy farmers have to do is show them that they can store things like cheese, in hopes that they'll find markets elsewhere. This is in hopes. These are interest-free loans. And if one of these so-called dairy farms goes under, what do you think is going to happen? Well, they'll just declare bankruptcy. So, I mean, it's a profiting scheme. They have literally a taxpayer dollar commission that works solely to promote dairy in Canada. I'm sure they do it elsewhere. So, there's also a board of directors that pays each one of these board of directors to attend a handful of meetings. I think it's like 3 or 4 or 5 a year. They have an open book to travel wherever they want, expenses galore. And so, this is at the taxpayer's expense. These people can get interest-free loans at the taxpayer's expense. And for what? They can't find markets for them. They just store this cheese, and they even pour milk down the drain. I mean, this was exposed by a dairy farmer who's really pissed off about it, down in southern Ontario. He was so pissed off about it, he went to the news, and they showed him, like, his direction by the dairy board was to pour milk down the drain. So tell me how that's reasonable. And what's wild is plant-based milks and cheeses are on par, basically, with the... Is that a fox? No, I think it's a dog. They're basically on par with the cow's milk, even though it's a heavily subsidized industry. How fucking mental is that, right? How mental is that? And so this industry is quite literally ripping off Canadians, or ripping off, they're ripping off the taxpayers. And this is not just here in Canada. I mean, this is all across the world, right? Absolutely mental to think that that's acceptable. And it's not. It's not. It's quite the rip-off. And again, this happens everywhere. So why are we subsidizing an industry that exploits all these innocent cows, these calves, forces them to live in these fucking... Look at this shit that they're living in. I mean, what the fuck is this, guys? What the fuck is this? Forcing them to live in these places just so people can carry on their generational wealth. And the other thing is, the people that actually make the money are the big wealthy
places like this. This place would make a bit of money, right? The smaller end places, they don't make as much money. And they're the ones, complaining about how the more wealthy ones, the system is rigged in Canada to help the wealthy generational farmers, is what I'm getting at. And you could talk to any of these farmers and they would probably corroborate the story. Maybe they don't want to be shown who they are, but it's the supply management system that they have in Canada. And so what it does to like agriculture across the board in Canada is it makes it not competitive across the world. So it always leaves Canada behind, but allows for the generational wealthers to carry on so they can have the bigger houses. Like if you look, there's something called the Sunshine List, and they list the top earners. 3 or 4 out of the top 5 will be dairy farmers, and it's always the same ones. And so they know how to get the loans, they know how to pass the laws, they know how to infiltrate animal agriculture MPs and MPPs. They know how to game the system. They know how to get laws in place to help protect them. And this again is at the expense of the taxpayer dollar, the taxpayer themselves. So they rip off Canadians, and they rip off Americans, and they're ripping off people in the UK. Guaranteed, this happens all over the world, which is wild if you think about it. Not so wild that profiteers use innocent beings to make more profits, but wild in the sense that Canadian taxpayers just haven't followed into it. Like, again, the dairy industry has been on decline forever because it's the fucking dairy industry. We're not cows, man. I mean, like, it's ridiculous to think that people are sold this lie, and all these celebrities go on to show these things. I think I just read yesterday that osteoporosis, the most highest consuming nations of milk drinkers have the highest amounts of osteoporosis. I mean, there's a potential link to breast cancer. There's a link to colorectal cancer. There's something called Jonas disease. I mean, there's all these things. It's no wonder. I mean, it's basically the animals fighting back through disease and whatnot. Because it's absolutely mental. What we are doing is mental. This is mental. Look at this concentration camp. In these one, there's 2 calves to 1. Imagine that. What if you don't even get along with your calf partner? You're forced to like live with them. Hell on earth, man. Oh, man. Yeah, if you guys check out the link in the description, there's something called a 3-minute movie challenge. No, this isn't trespassing. I'm literally on the side of the road. See, you're allowed to legally protest in Canada and the United States and other places, and that's what I'm doing. Yeah, there's next door, and there's other places that are close by that you wouldn't believe what they do to the animals. I'm not going to get into it today, just to spare you the details. But I will get into it later. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, there's adult men, adult men drinking cow's milk, like glamorizing it. Like, I love milk. Like, what? You're an adult. then someone says, well, you should be drinking human breast milk, and people are like, ew, that's so gross. I'm like, dude, you're drinking out of the udder of a cow. Someone earlier, one of the comments that was held for review, I guess it was blocked, the person was like, I would drink from the udder. I would drink from the udder. So you imagine that person's likely a farmer, likely works in these places, likely has done that before. No one polices these places, by the way. No one goes and monitors them and checks on them. No one is caring about what happens here. I mean, look at all the buckets on the ground, right? Like, oh, well, your bucket fell down. Your fault. It's your fault for being confined in there and knocking down the bucket. So you're going to have to eat later. Ha ha, it's your fault. Like, that's what we're talking about here. That's the mentality. The view, how we view animals as commodities and products and things for us, right? What an ignorant person. I'm an ignorant person. Dairy cows were bred precisely for this, to be confined in these huts, to be 2-to-1 in these huts, or someone called them hotels or homes. Yeah, this is quite a life to live and stare at the back of another hut. I mean, Mr. Melancholy, why don't you go live in your closet, stay there for a few days, live in your piss and shit, or your neighbor's piss and shit, and get back to us? How about that, Mr. Melancholy 420? Maybe it's time to get off the 420, buddy. Just saying. Survival, yes, because you're in a survival situation, guys. Everyone's in such a survival situation, especially people who have access to YouTube. People who have access to YouTube are in a survival situation, guys. Can you imagine? I mean, they don't have access to a grocery store where they can just simply move their hand a little bit left to pick up the almond milk or the oat milk or the cashew milk or the soy milk or the rice milk or the coconut milk or the macadamia milk. They can't pick up that option, right? They have to go for the cow's milk and justify what's right in front of them, right here, confining an innocent being to a confinement camp, enslavement camp, just so they can have yum-yums, increasing their cholesterol, antibiotic resistance, also potential risk of tuberculosis, other pathogens like E. coli, Salmonella, Campylobacter. I mean, yeah, fucking ridiculous. What? What do you mean eat? Everything on earth eats. We breed these guys, them into existence. They aren't just running around. This whole industry is propagated by money. This is just all money and greed and smart marketing campaigns that have brainwashed people to think that they have to drink cow's milk. Nothing more. Yeah, I used to work in the industry, so unfortunately, but I guess that's why I'm out here, because I seen what I saw. Mark, I have an exclusive offer for you, Mark, by the way. Since you think you're a baby cow, we want to fix that, right? We want to help you, buddy. Like, we understand the challenges that you might face in thinking that you're still an infant. So what I can do for you today, and this is a Christmas special only, Mark, I can send you a baby bottle, a pacifier, sucky, dummy, whatever they call them. I can also send you a baby blanket, a bonnet, and the baby bottle will have soy milk or whatever kind of alternative milk you want. I'll even come down, Mark, to your place. I'll pick you up and I'll burp you. I'll burp you, and we'll get you a bonnet. We'll put it on you. You know, I'll cradle you and cuddle you, just so you can feel like you're an infant again. As long as you leave these poor calves alone. How about that, Mark? How does that sound? Yeah, I don't curly Eastbourne. Yeah, you can say nut juice or whatever. That's fine. You understand that these cows are graped, right? Over and over again. So you talking about nuts and such. Like literally, these cows are fisted in the rear end. Disgusting. Yeah, I wish I could open the cages. Wish I could save them all. I mean, this is insane, right? I mean, there wouldn't be so many people that just tune in to view this if they didn't think that there's something off about this. And that's their life. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave, and I'm going to be able to go home or get in the warm car, you know, be able to move around. These guys are stuck here until someone wants to, like Melancholy or Mark, until someone puts their arm in their anus and sticks semen up them, fondling them, you know. That's what Mark wants to do. Oh, they were out just for a split second. I wanted to show them, but not anymore. What a life. Kings and queens. We are kings and queens, and we do whatever the hell we want, and we complain about things, and we live in the lap of luxury while someone's enslaved inside something smaller than a dog cage for months and months and months at a time. This is her life. This is the life, right? And the other ones, some of them can't even stick their heads out. Someone said this was a hotel. Someone said this is the lap of luxury, that they're living the dream. Farmers will tell you that. Farmers will say these animals live a better life than even some human beings. Yeah. So how about you go spend some time in a crate, or go spend some time in your closet. Do it for a day or two. Live in your urine and your feces, and be stuck in a confinement place like this. I think I'm starting to get a bit of intention. Yeah, it's the same guy too. It's another guy. There's a few vehicles that have come around like 4 or 5 times here. They're just trying to check me out and see what I'm doing. But this is what you pay for, guys. If you pay for any steak, you pay for any leather products, you pay for any cow's milk, pay for any cheese, this is what you pay for. The enslavement of innocent beings. How disgusting. How sad. How pathetic. That's their life. You know, that's it. And they have the luxury of staring at the next crate in front of them. That's what they get to look at. 24 hours a day. That's what they get to look at. Anyways, guys, please hit like, hit subscribe, tell all your friends. Look at some of the links in the description. There's something called the 3-minute movie challenge that will showcase to you what happens in this industry. It will also give you some resources that you can look into change. I changed a long time ago, so have many others in the chat. People wondering what we're looking at this is a cow crate. It's like a dog crate. There's a little being in there. They come out every once in a while. And this is like an enslavement camp, I would call it. Like insane, all the crates here. You can see like some of them have dropped their containers, so too bad for them, right? They'll have to eat tomorrow or whenever the overlords decide to come in and change out their water or their, whatever else there is. But there's beings in all of these, almost all of them. Some of them are the ones closer to this side and at the very back. Some of them are empty. But there's one there. You see the ear tag? Sticking their head out. That's their life. Incredible, right? This farmer saying that this is the lap of luxury. This is a hotel. This is a home. Someone called this a home. Yeah. A home for someone. Imagine that someone called this a home. It's freezing out here, by the way. Yeah, they are overlord. What else would you call them? Farmer is like a glamorized name too, right? It's like all these euphemisms we use. Like free range, free run, like glamorizing this industry, making it sound like it's so much better than it is. How's it sound now, guys? My mic's dead. Oh shit. Thanks, Jenny. Thanks for being here, Jenny. If you guys don't know Jenny McQueen and you are vegan, where have you been? Like, seriously. Oh my gosh. It's freezing out here. What a life, right? What a life. Okay, guys. I am outie. Please don't support something like this. Don't support enslavement camps like this. Live vegan. There's links in my description. You can go to the 3-minute movie challenge. Check that out. There's links to help you with Challenge 22 is a link that will help you. Challenge22.com will help you with meal plans, ideas, stuff like that. but veganism isn't a diet, okay? Veganism is an ethical framework. It's what you surround yourself. It's just not viewing others as commodities and not exploiting others. Very simple. There's lots of great people that have brought out definitions and stuff like that. Vegan Anthem always provides that. So guys, listen, we don't have to be a part of this anymore. You see this little one here? We don't have to be a part of this anymore. And I'm just gonna tune out to saying goodbye to them. Please get out there and fight if you're a vegan. We need more of us showing off places like this. We brought hundreds, if not thousands, here today so they can see what they're paying for. I think a lot of people would be against this. Thanks again so much for being here, and I hope you guys all have a very great Christmas. And you know, take some time, enjoy yourself a little bit, and you know, come back charged and remember that these guys are looking for us to help fight for them and stand up for them, and make 2026 the year of the vegan, like Luis always says. And let's just get this done. This has to end. And again, thanks so much for being here. Much love.